Welcome, everyone. If you're a data cabling professional, you're already an expert in connectivity, right? Well, this explainer is designed to build on that expertise, giving you the tools to confidently sell complete, modern CCTV systems and really expand the value you bring to your clients. So here's our game plan. We've structured this training into 5 clear steps. We'll kick things off by reframing the sale. Then we'll dive into the nitty-gritty of camera and network tech. After that, we'll look at smart integrations and wrap it all up with a simple framework to help you close that deal. Okay, first things first. Your job is evolving. You're not just pulling cable anymore. You're laying the foundation for your client's entire security infrastructure. It's a big shift, from selling parts to delivering total security solutions. So this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Your clients don't buy megapixels or protocols. They don't care about that stuff. They buy solutions to their problems. Our job is to be the bridge that connects those technical details to the final handshake. And the answer, it's actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. Every single tech spec, every feature we're about to talk about, has to be translated into a real benefit for your customer. We're talking security, peace of mind, efficiency. That's what you're actually selling. All right, so let's put that principle into practice. We'll start with the foundation, the hardware. Understanding the cameras themselves is your first step to building credibility and designing a system that really truly works for your client. First up, resolution. The easiest way to think about this is just the sharpness of the image. The higher the resolution, the more detail you get. And this isn't about having a pretty picture, it's about capturing information that's actually usable. And this right here, this is how you turn resolution into a real sales conversation. If a client just needs a general overview of a warehouse, 720p gives them a good overview. But for a retail shop that needs to catch a shoplifter, you're going to recommend 1080p for clear identification. And for places like a bank or a casino, you're selling 4K as evidentiary detail. You see? It's all about matching the tech to the problem. Next on the list is field of view, or FOV for short. All this means is how much a camera can see at once. It's a super important detail that affects how many cameras the client needs and exactly where you're going to put them. This really boils down to a key trade-off, and it's a conversation you'll have all the time. You can just ask your client directly, hey, are we trying to cover this whole parking lot with one camera, or do we need to zoom in tight on that cash register? A wide view might mean fewer cameras, which saves them money, but a narrow view gives you that critical detail you need for a specific target. So what happens when the lights go out? I mean, that's a huge concern, right? Well, that's where infrared or IR comes into play. This is the tech that gives a camera night vision, making sure your client's security system doesn't clock out at 5 o'clock. And this right here is a perfect example of selling the benefit, not the feature. You're not selling infrared technology. No way. You're selling 24/7 protection. You are literally selling your client the ability to sleep at night, knowing their property is watched over no matter how dark it gets. You're selling peace of mind. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about something you already live and breathe, the network. This is your home turf. This is where your core skills as a cabling pro become absolutely essential to making a CCTV project a success. You're the expert here. You know this conversation better than anyone. Wired versus wireless. You'll explain how a hardwired Ethernet connection gives you maximum stability and bandwidth for those mission-critical cameras, while wireless gives you awesome flexibility for those hard-to-reach spots. The discussion always comes down to reliability versus convenience for that particular site. And this is where you become the hero of the project, because a brand new 4K camera is completely useless if the network can't handle the data. You have to explain to the client that adding a dozen of these cameras could slow their entire business network to a crawl if it's not done right. Your expertise in designing a strong network isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely critical. You can break the whole system down for your client in 3 simple steps. Think of it like a journey the data takes. First, the camera captures the image. Then, at the end, the network video recorder, the NVR, stores it. But that vital link in the middle, that's your network, the infrastructure you build. If that link fails, the whole system fails. Okay, so once we've got the hardware and the network locked down, we can add the really cool stuff, the brains of the operation. This is what takes a CCTV system from just a dumb recording device and turns it into a proactive, smart security tool. We're talking about features like video analytics. So instead of a security guard having to stare at a screen for hours watching nothing happen, the system can do the heavy lifting. It can automatically detect motion in a restricted area after hours, or even recognize faces and then send an alert. This isn't just a mountain of data, it's actionable insight. So what does all this smart integration actually mean for your customer? Well, it boils down to two things: control and convenience. It means they can get an alert on their phone the second someone's on their property, and they can immediately pull up a live feed to see what's going on, whether they're in the next room or on vacation halfway across the world. All right, we've covered a lot of ground, right? We've talked hardware, networking, and all the smart features. So now let's pull it all together into a simple, effective way to close the deal. Think of this as your sales cheat sheet. Just 3 simple, powerful phrases to keep in your back pocket. When you talk about cameras, you're not selling pixels, you're selling clarity. When you talk about your cabling work, you're not selling Cat6, you're selling reliability. And when you bring up the smart features, you're not selling software, you're selling convenience. Clarity, reliability, convenience. That's it. So I'll leave you with this final question. The next time you walk into a client meeting, don't go in as just a cable installer. Go in as a security consultant. Don't start by asking what gear they want. Start by asking what problem they need to solve. Because when you focus on solving their problem, you won't just make a sale. You'll gain a customer for life.